You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show.
With my girl. This is the remix. On the dance floor. This makes me want to teach a spin class. Like right, left,
Madonna,
right, left.
Madonna,
Come on.
Madonna, and Vogue.
Hey everyone, that's Jason J. Carter over there.
Hey. There's a lot going
Hi
on
everyone,
over there.
it's Giselle Ugarte here with AFTERBUZZ TV. It feels so good to be back. Bing is for doing, and right now we're doing another recap of your favorite dance show, Dance Moms.
Woo-woo.
Of course, I couldn't do it without my amazing co-hosts to my left.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason J. Carter. Is the theme song still playing in the background? Because I kept hearing AFTERBUZZ TV. I don't know if it's my third eye opening up or something, but hi everyone. So glad to be back.
No, it's always there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And over here to my right.
Hi, I'm Tony Moore.
Add the little...
Hi, I'm Tony Moore.
And this is your evening news.
And this is American Idol.
We are obviously all excited to be here. We love joining you, having you join us every single week. In the back, we've got Marissa holding it down. And
Boom.
actually, rumor has it that Zack tonight from now the Candy Apples boys dance team, so there's something on my face, is going to be calling in tonight. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Zack's my favorite.
He's so cute. If you were with us from Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, he was one of our favorites. What was that over there? What's going on over there?
That was Jason.
That was me.
That was Jason.
Tony's like, Zach's my favorite. Giselle's like, mine too. And I'm like, oh, he wasn't mine.
Well, he wasn't my ultimate favorite, but I mean, well, he was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I have issues with tonight's show. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Well, yeah, that's why we're here, Jason.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
obviously.
That's what we're discussing.
Rude.
Hello.
Rude.
But I definitely do not think Zack should have gone home when he did.
On
Yeah.
Dance Experience?
I think he should have been in the top 3 for sure.
For sure.
I love
For
the
sure.
fact that we're still talking about the fact that Zack went home early.
Like for
Still.
2 months ago?
Like, they have gone through the show, gone and booted off other people. They have
The show's
announced
over.
the winner. It is over. They are casting for season 2, and we are still talking about how
Like,
Zack.
How
went home
dare they
early.
send Zach home?
Exactly.
Well, that's why Giselle was gone, because you were that torn up over Zach
She was
going
so
home.
emotionally distraught.
You were just
Okay,
emotionally
guys,
distraught.
come on. Let's stay on task. Hopefully, Zack will be calling, and I heard he and his mother, Gina, are going to be
Gina.
calling in. Either way, I have been texting with Nick Anthony all night long. He was the choreographer for the Candy Apples this week, and I got a little bit of scoop from that whole incident. But let's just start from the very beginning.
Yes.
With the surprise pyramid that we had. Actually, I want to start off with this Abby and Melissa feud. Tell me what you guys think about the feud that happened on last week's episode that is clearly carried over into this one.
I think Melissa, I like. I have to speak my truth. I think Melissa doesn't have a backbone anymore. I guess she made amends with Abby.
Has she ever?
Well, I mean, now it's even more prevalent. Now it's very plain as day that she doesn't. She made amends with Abby. Everything's cool, but now it's like she's so afraid and meek and, I don't want to make Abby mad. And she realized that she paid the price for the sit-in.
But is that her losing her backbone, or is
No,
that her realizing that Abby's right at the end of the day?
In my opinion, it's Melissa saying, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, you can't really argue with Abby. Like, it's just going to be a stressful, draining situation. So it's kind of like, Melissa, I feel like she's just kind of like, I'm going to let Abby say whatever she needs to say. I'm going to do what I need to do for my daughter. And we're just going to keep it moving.
I agree, but it's the way it's done, though. You can have a truce and wave the white flag and do it with dignity though. Do it with rock out with your cock out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Can I say that?
Well, I mean,
Can I say rock out?
you said it already. It's a live show.
But
How else? How would you have done it?
I think Melissa should have been like, look, Abby, this is how I feel. I don't agree with you, but you know what? For the sake of our children, I'm gonna let things roll. The end. Versus her crying and all this emotion. I get it. They're women. They're kids. They're emotional. No, seriously, women.
You don't
are more,
get it.
women are more emotional than men in some, especially when it comes to their children. My mom goes in for her kids, so these women go in for their kids. I mean, I just think that everything is just so. There's just no kind of like ferocity coming from these women, except for Cathy and Kelly, who lose it. You know, but with Melissa, it's just like. Fine.
Christine Kelly.
Christine.
Same people. It's, yeah, I think Melissa could have at least stuck up for herself a little bit more than, said, but I'm gonna...
Sometimes not saying anything says a lot more than saying something.
Yeah, silence is very loud.
Okay, silence is golden. This is definitely something that works well with Abby.
I mean, it wasn't that loud when they did the sit-in, but,
Sit in, stand out, walk out, whatever.
Van hang out.
Okay, well, let's talk about the pyramid then.
Yes.
At the bottom, we have Mackenzie, who Abby decides is not going to be in the group this week.
Yeah, she forgot her dance last week.
Again.
This is true. But she still did well.
She did, well...
In spite of,
yeah, but I mean...
She's so damn cute.
But...
Right. I mean, she's so cute tonight. Go ahead.
Abby's in a point where she's like, okay, enough with the cutesy. We get it. You can do it. Now here's a challenge. Yeah. And she didn't do so well.
Do not rest on cue,
Yeah.
Well, next to her is Maddie at the bottom of the pyramid.
Who
the
would have
very
thunk it?
bottom. The
Maddie
very bottom.
is not having a good season.
Then Paige.
Yes.
Then Nia, who Abby says is fine, but not great.
But Nia has been in the same spot on the pyramid for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah,
True, but she hasn't really done anything to necessarily carry herself up either.
True. Well, she's not progressing.
She has improved, but so has everybody else.
I love watching the vignettes because Nia's not in any of them, where they have to say, where they give their testimonial, their scripted testimonial. I have yet to see one from Nia this season.
Nia hasn't said anything.
I think she'll get her time. Or at least I was excited that last season she did when she was chosen as captain a couple of weeks, and she had all these really articulate, sassy responses. So I hope that we have more of that. On the second tier, we have Chloe, and then we have Kendall, who has never been off the bottom ever. So she's moving up.
No. We had Kendall, then Chloe.
Well, they were both
they're on the same tier.
Yeah.
Which and Kelly was really happy about that.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what we're here for. We're moving up.
Or Jill.
The same Kelly.
What
Jill,
show are you watching?
Kelly, Jill.
You are not living on the dance floor.
Kelly, Jill, Christy,
Apparently
Kelly.
not.
I'm sorry. You guys all have the same hairdo, kind of, sort of. My bad.
Okay, well, what do we think about this nobody at the top business?
Well, they got 4th place last week.
I mean, yeah.
So
And
it's
Sophia's not around.
And no mention of Sophia this week.
Because she's booked on a job in L.A.
I know. Well, I mean, she was booked on the Abby Lee Dance Company. Let's be real.
Right. And now her time is spent. And she's showed her 54 turns, and she's done.
Well, or maybe Abby sent Sophia away to deepen her voice because she was too mousy.
But she still put her on the pyramid even when she wasn't there previously.
Yeah.
So you really think Sophia exited stage left?
I think she exits stage left. I don't think we're going to see Sophia again.
She was like, Abby, you know what? My agent says it's not working out for me.
Yeah.
My day rate, you just can't afford it. Deuces. Dude, could you imagine? Abby, you're just not working out for me anymore.
I think it's a little bit higher than that. I think it's even more higher than that.
A little bit. Okay, well, what's with Brooke, you guys?
Yo, we've been talking.
Brooke is not in it. Brooke, instead of saying, put me in the game, coach, take me out the game, coach. That's what Brooke is saying.
Brooke's face.
I think she's just sitting there just like, whatever.
Yeah, she really is. But you know what? I'm kind of noticing that with some of the other girls, too. Like, I can't tell if they're just over it, and now they're just like, now they're a part of the show and all that now they just have to like.
Or is it the editing?
They're being forced to. Well, they're under contract. It's in my contract.
Well, we'll put that on hold for just a second. It sounds like we have a caller. Hello, caller. Who's calling? Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Who's calling?
I think we have a bad connection.
Uh-oh.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Maybe.
Oh, cell phones.
They'll try AT&T. They'll try that.
I think it was Zack though.
Zack had a bad connection.
Is he still there? Are we going to try again? Okay. Well, hopefully he'll call back.
Brooke.
But let us know if you're at home. Tweet us. Let us know what you think of this crazy pyramid that Abby had. Did Brooke still deserve to be on probation? Should there have been someone at the top?
No,
Does Maddie deserve to be at the bottom? You can always tweet me. I'm always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte. And actually, shout out to Grant Thomas, who gave us a question that we'll get to later.
All right, Grant.
Yeah, thank you. But we're moving on to New Jersey this week, and Kendall gets the first solo assignment.
Good job for her.
Shocker, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Abby made something, made a very interesting comment about how she feels like if you're getting a lot of attention, if you're getting a lot of criticism from her, it's actually better than getting nothing at all.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated.
Because she owes them nothing.
She owes
In
them
Voorhees, New Jersey.
nothing.
Which is only a bus trip away.
I know. They teleport.
Are we trying the call again?
That magic school
Zack?
Oh, it's Zack.
Hi, Zack. Thank you so much for calling in. Can you hear us better now?
Yeah, the last call I just heard blah, 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 blah.
That is not good. That is not good. Well, I'm glad you can hear us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good, Zack.
We were so happy to see your face on TV again.
Yes.
Yeah. It was interesting.
To say the least.
To say the least. Where are you calling from? Are you in Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're no longer with the Candy Apples, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like kind of like an on and off thing. Like you go for guest episodes every few weeks, so.
Oh.
So does that mean you'll be back?
Yeah, I'll be back as you saw on the preview for next week. I'm also on next week's episode.
Good for you.
Good job, Zack.
Go, Zack.
So tell us a little bit about your experience with the Candy Apples. How did you get involved? What was it like when the cameras were off? Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, mainly it was really tough on me to accept the offer because you have to remember it's a TV show, and I've never really seen Cathy or ever seen the Candy Apples outside of TV, and they don't have the best reputation. And so when I got the call, I was really nervous about accepting it, but I thought that it'd be a good opportunity. So I took it, and we got there, and I was still a little shaky in the beginning because I hadn't really gotten to talk with Cathy and get to know her and how she works with things. But really getting to know her, she is a really sweet person.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe on what she goes through for the show. She's almost like a puppet. She's a really nice person.
Wow. That was actually Nick Anthony, your choreographer, was in here a couple of weeks ago, and he said a very similar thing. He said, you know what? She puts on a show for the cameras, but she's actually really, really nice and has a great work ethic.
And even on camera, she makes weird remarks like that, and they almost, not necessarily twist her words, but they replay clips to make it sound like she means different things.
Well, of course. That's,
like it's almost like copy and paste kind of thing. Like she might not be talking about one thing, but since she doesn't specify what she's talking about, they can use that in a different part of the show.
Zack, you're
Welcome
so
to the magical world of television.
Reality TV, boo.
Yeah, it is. It's really, I was really shocked by how nice of a person she really is. I mean, she encourages all of us. She treats us like gold. And off camera, I am so happy to be part of this opportunity.
Yeah.
Because she is a really nice person. I feel like this season is extra hard for her.
Zack, I got a question for you from one of our Twitter fans. It's from Dance Mom Super 1. She wants to know if you got a chance to talk to Abby at all at the competition, because the way that they edited it, Abby came in to talk to you guys before the competition, but it didn't look like she acknowledged you at all. So, without telling us what happens in the next episode, were you able to see Abby at all before you danced or immediately after you danced and get a chance to talk to her and let her know that you were going to be dancing for Cathy?
Well, before, on the episode we saw tonight, she walked into that room, and before the cameras were even rolling, she came and gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and she left kiss marks on my face. We actually
Sweet.
got to talk, and she said that she hopes that I've been improving and that my dance here in Arizona is doing good and that I'm training. And she even wanted me to take me to a Broadway show because she wanted to take me to a Broadway show that week, the day after the competition, but it just didn't end up working out. But she did get to say hi, and it was nice to see her again, and it was nice to see her without the cameras because she was actually really nice. And when she gave us those T-shirts, she handed them to us, and then everyone said thank you, and Cathy gave her a hug, and they were like, how are you, and did the whole catching up thing. But then after the camera started rolling, they immediately started bickering.
Divulging the secret.
Interesting.
Zach, you can't divulge the secret, Zach. You can't. Rule of reality TV 101. Rule number 1 is this: you cannot spill the tea.
But we love it. We love it. You look like you got a little taller too.
Growth spurt.
Yeah, I did. I grew a few inches.
A few inches. Like, yeah, I grew a foot.
Yeah.
I also heard a rumor that you might have a new girlfriend.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, her name's Madison.
Shut up.
As
Is it
in-
Madison from Ultimate Dance Competition?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait. You guys live in the same city?
Of course not.
No.
Well, how does long distance, Zach, as someone older, take it from me, brother. Let me tell you, long distance doesn't work.
No, Zach.
Just let it happen.
Zach,
Believe in love.
It's child love.
You live your life,
It's
Zach.
it's more so like a really good friendship. Like, we're really good friends.
Oh.
We were really good friends from the start. And so even after the show, we talk still. And
Do you guys
we're
make out?
planning on meeting up for the summer for an intensive. And it's more of like a really good brother sister
Oh, okay.
relationship where
No making out.
we just are really good friends.
Well, good. That's sweet.
Well, that
Some
makes
of
me
the-
so happy to
Some
hear.
of the best relationships start off as friends. So.
Well, Zach, if you're ever in LA, please let us know. We'd love to have you come into the show. And we wish you
Okay.
all the best. Please tell Madison hello for us. Tell your mom hello for us.
Yes. Hi, Gina.
And thank you so much for calling in. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Thank
you,
you,
Zach.
Zach, for calling
Okay,
in.
thank you.
You're
Best
awesome,
of
Bye,
luck to
sweetie.
you.
Oh,
Bye.
he's so precious.
Okay, bye.
So cute.
He's so darling. Zach, you're so darling.
I love how I'm waving as if
I know,
he's
you're like,
here.
bye.
I'm like,
Bye, Zach. Bye.
Oh, that's cute. Well,
Oh.
I mean, boom, there you have it.
I know.
AfterBuzz exclusive from someone who's on the show that.
Right.
I bet you they couldn't even get that kind of an exclusive at the reunion.
Right. You know.
Come on.
Living on the dance floor.
Living on the dance floor. Clink.
Clink.
Okay, so Nia gets the solo. It's called 100 Years From Now. I thought for
Yeah.
sure it was going to have some sort of black history.
Right. It's
So-
called.
Oh my God, you know what? That's so funny because when she was like, "You're gonna do a dance," it's called 100 Years From Now. My immediate thought was like, "How is she gonna turn this ethnic for Nia?"
No, it would have been better if Abby said, "Nia, you're gonna do a dance called Django Unchained." Django Unchained.
It's called
Amistad.
Single Ladies.
It's called Roots Revisited.
Oh, too much.
Chloe gets a solo, almost doesn't, but she does end up getting a contemporary solo, Left in the Dark. The group solo is called Pink Lemonade, and she makes the threat, drop your hat and you're off the team.
Giselle, I'm sorry. This is what are these songs they get? Pink Lemonade.
Listen, Jason,
Hey, when Abby gives you lemons,
you make
don't just make lemonade, you make pink lemonade.
I mean, but does she
But-
on iTunes and karaoke versions of stuff?
No, but you know that dancers, I always feel like have this untapped
Resource of music.
and
Right.
stuff. Like where I listen to the radio and I'm like, oh, that new Beyonce song will be hot to dance to. They're like, no, there's this new up and coming artist that is so underground.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that, and I'm like, I ain't even heard of her.
Well, and Abby, I'm sure that she's on television and everything. She probably has lots of people sending her music.
But the thing is that there may
and
be
costumes and props.
We're gonna talk about that too. There may be an abundance of music, however, some of the stuff they dance to is whack. Costumes. Is it me? Or are the moms working in a sweatshop in Abby's studio? Because every first scene
They
they're
used
so
to work even harder. Now they get all these
I think-
custom Am I right? They used to work, like, they used to put every little thing together.
Melissa was
But now they
sweaty.
get these custom-made costumes, and all they have to do is add rhinestones.
But I think that's a part of being a dance mom. Like, you have to, like, get a costume and rhinestone it and do the things that you're supposed to do to, like, help you. Because there's no one.
Tony,
there's no one on the staff of Abby Lee Miller
there's
that's
no
gonna
costuming.
send it over to the rhinestone room.
I agree.
Like, no one's gonna do that.
But it looks like, they work in a factory where they punch in, they go upstairs.
I did it.
No.
My mom probably should have done it, but she's not as crafty and had all her nails did, so I did it.
Right. I mean, you have to do what you have to do to make sure that you have your costume, because if not, you won't be dancing.
But
Kendall.
they look like disgruntled employees of the Abby Lee Dance Center.
No, I think
they looked like disgruntled employees of the Abby Lee Dance Center, even when they're just sitting there.
I think what it is, it's like Abby's way of keeping the parents involved. Like, you want your child doing this. It's not that you can just write a check and make sure that they're in class. No, they need a costume. You need to do this. I need rhinestones on it. Moms, you're sitting up there doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
How about you?
It's true.
How about you kill two birds with one stone? You can rhinestone this costume and check in on your
They're
child.
like Beyonce. Tina Knowles did it for Beyonce.
She probably did.
She did. She made she was the designer for a while.
Exactly, and that's why Beyonce gave her own line.
Okay, well, let's talk about what happens when Abby gives lemons. This week, I loved it because she was up and out of her chair. She was stretching.
When they went to that,
strutting.
They went to that clip, and Abby was like, "And 1, 2." I was like,
she was wading the
she
water.
She does dance.
Martha
then
Graham.
She was like,
yes.
I owe you nothing.
Yes.
Boom.
Giselle, I felt like you went to like another place just now with that.
You were on that bus.
I didn't even know where I was just then.
Voorhees.
Yeah, seriously,
where are we?
Like you were looking at someone like you were. Do you have something you need to get off your chest? Do you need to leave it on the dance
Marissa,
floor?
can we get some music from Marissa?
No, I was
Giselle
channeling my
please?
emotion.
Can we get some Beyonce for Giselle?
Like the Abby Lee dancers should. Dancers.
I like it when
Dancers.
I like when Abby demonstrates the moves versus verbally showing them how to do the choreography.
Right.
However, I do think Abby should have a seat and bring the choreographers in and keep it like that.
I think she does have choreographers that do come in and do the choreography full out, but I do appreciate how she expects her dancers to know what she wants, to understand terminology as it is formally and not just,
the movements.
What did you guys think about her using the hats and also using the hats as a threat?
Go ahead.
I thought that the hats were a great prop. I think using it as a threat, like drop your hat, then you're off the team. I think it was a little too much, because sometimes some things happen. Like, you could have been in rehearsal and not have dropped that hat once. Suddenly you're actually doing the performance and your hat falls. I think it's all about the recovery. If your hat, if you...
What if they had fans on either side of the stage?
That's too much.
Air conditioning.
No, that's too much. That's too much.
I'm saying you never know, like, what the conditions are going to be like on the stage. Like,
right.
Like the competition had fans.
Right.
It wasn't fair.
No, and I think that it's all about the recovery. If your hat falls, gracefully pick it up and like pretend like nothing happened. Like, I think sometimes judges are gonna say, okay, you didn't intentionally put your hat down. Sometimes it happens. They're not gonna deduct points from it. At least I hope not. But accidents happen. It's all about the recovery.
Yeah, they're not going to unless it's distracting.
Right.
It's one thing if you have this piece of your costume that's dangling off the whole time, or that you drop it and it's just sitting there and your eyes can't help but to get there. But she picked it right back up.
Yeah.
And she finished so strongly. It didn't necessarily throw her choreography off.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
For perfectionism, I get it. You want to have a perfect piece, because I think Abby had a lot riding on this competition because of what happened, that they came in last.
Yeah.
So she wanted everything to be perfect. However, for her to impose that kind of pressure on those girls,
unnecessary.
Without and I could tell that the girls were worried about that, because they were holding them as they were coming out, and I know that was part of the choreography, but I'm sure they're thinking like, oh my God, do not let me lose this hat.
Yeah.
And the way she went in on Chloe, just the way she stormed through that door.
Well, let's get to that a little bit later. Before we get to Chloe in the competition, I want to talk about Jill and Melissa and some of what happened before the competition. So Jill has always sucked up to Abby. There was a while when she was buying her stuff, the massages and the bench and all that stuff. And now, do we think Jill's trying to take Melissa's place?
Duh.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't care. whatever. Because if it's not Melissa this week or not Jill this week, it will definitely never be Christy.
Oh no,
for sure,
Oh.
for sure. Will definitely never be Christy.
Christy would never
Kelly.
do that.
But or Kelly, because Kelly, bless your heart. No, I don't. I think she's just this week she's being nice. So
I think Jill is doing what she needs. She's being Jill again, and she sees there's a spot because Melissa and Abby are not, tight anymore. So Jill is like, I will get you. I'm gonna finish, and then I'm gonna let you talk.
okay.
What did you guys think about how? What?
No, but
I heard it. I liked it.
But basically, I think Jill sees an opportunity, and especially with her continuing to try to get Kendall up that pyramid and to continue to get Kendall more solos and things like that. If it requires her to walk a dog, she will.
She went behind Abby's back.
Again, very much like Jill.
No. Jill went behind Abby's back for the costume.
I
That
know.
was part of the whole issue.
Very much like Jill.
So tell me what you guys thought about her reaction to that. How all of a sudden Abby threatens to take away Kendall's solo, actually says that she's going to take it away. Jill storms out. She says she's done. She gets in the car. The moms obviously don't follow. Not surprised
She
by that
wants
at all.
them to follow and have another sit-in.
Man, that did not happen. That was a
Not at all.
no-go.
I feel like they all
Crickets.
looked at her like
you crazy.
no, we already done that.
Didn't work out so well.
What else you got? Yeah. No, I feel like there's something about when someone has a secret and is kind of on the brink of being exposed and they blow up for no reason, you're like, what just happened? I feel like there was something about that costume that she wasn't saying. And instead of like maybe admitting it, it's like, I'm done. Blah, 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 blah. It's like it's not a surprise that she wanted the costumes that day to be turned in. You've been doing it thus far all these weeks. So why didn't you have the costume there when it was supposed to be? Whether you pre-ordered it, got it offline, sold it on eBay, whatever, you knew that costume was supposed to be there.
Right.
Point blank and period.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe there was a little bit more to that costume that she didn't let on, and that's why she blew up.
Or maybe that whole thing was staged. Maybe Kendall was going to wear that costume she ended up wearing the whole time because it wasn't green and it looked very similar to the pink lemonade costume.
There was not a stitch of green in that costume.
And I thought it looked a lot like the pink lemonade costumes.
No.
Like the little flower and the lace and the hints of gray.
I thought it was different.
Okay.
It was a little different.
Yeah, I felt like the pink lemonade was very burlesque-esque.
Okay.
And this was very dancer-esque with the one shoulder, the kind of the tummy exposed, little shorts.
What'd you guys think of Abby's dog? Because I definitely felt
Cute as a button.
like, you know how they sometimes say that dogs sort of look like their owners?
Shut up.
I didn't care for that particular type of dog. That was a Maltese poodle mix. I would prefer
With
Abby.
the fro. With the picked fro.
I imagine Abby having some kind of violent Rottweiler or a Cane Corso or something that would attack people.
It's the softer side of Abby.
Yeah.
The softer side of Abby.
I bet
There
it
you go.
probably barks it barks whenever it sees Abby.
And it poops Skittles.
Now, granted, Abby, don't you let that dog drink out of that water fountain. That was my first thought. When they had that clip of the dog up on the water fountain, I thought to myself, if I ever went to the Abby Lee Miller Dance Company, I would not drink from the water fountain.
Oh,
Why?
well, why not?
Because Lil Poochie had...
But dogs lick your face and stuff.
Dogs do not lick my face.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Dogs I mean, I'm all about the dog licking face.
No,
I'm trying
thank
to keep
you.
my skin clear.
What about Abby's comment about how her advice is like going shopping and spending $100?
That's very Abby. Like, she's basically saying, like, I'm worth it.
I think Abby.
Or it's how much that she spends on the kids.
I think that's what it was. That, like, when Abby is telling the kids, straighten your legs, straighten your feet, and she's having to say it constantly, that's more money that you're putting into that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like,
Or getting more of your money's worth.
yeah, if you're gonna spend, it's like, if I'm gonna pay you $100 to teach me how to host AfterBuzz, and I come in and I still don't say anything, but yet I still want to be here, and I'm gonna keep paying you $100 for you to teach me, and you're like, dude, you need to get it. Like, it's like
I
you
think
need to
there's some
talk.
better analogies that we could have used. But
whatever, it's on
What,
the
what
fly.
Tony is
But
trying
you
to
get what
say
you get
is
what I'm saying,
it's
is
a
you don't
waste
keep
of money.
paying it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money for you
For
not
sure.
to progress and keep growing.
Agree. Completely agree.
I'm usually so much better with my analogies. I apologize.
You know what,
I'm
Tony?
hungry.
I got you, though.
I'm hungry.
Well, you know
That's
what? I
it
hope
is.
despite Tony's analogies that you still go to iTunes and give us 5 stars.
First of all, for that analogy, you can rate us 5 stars because the analogy in itself
Was
is
priceless.
worth 5 stars.
No, Tony, it was priceless, boo.
But in
It-
all seriousness, please make sure that if you love this show, that you share, you subscribe, tell your friends, watch us on YouTube and like us, leave comments, check us out on iTunes. Please give us 5 stars. And if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, before you rate us, let us know why so that we can get this show even better. And use Tony's analogy. You can you can give us criticism, ask us questions, give us comments, etc.
You know, can I
because
just-
we love to hear from you guys.
Can I just say that tonight, though, about Abby? I felt like she was in rare form, and not in a good way. Not in a
Okay.
good way. I think that just the intensity and the vitriol of everything she was saying was just too over the top. I get it. I get it's reality TV, but
More over the top than normal, though.
well, yeah, I think her aggression, the comments she was making, a lot of stuff she was making was below the belt and just hateful.
I think I still go with what I was saying last week, was that she's just fed up. She's tired of like how the moms are and all the bickering and
Okay,
she's
but-
reaching a point. But she's still being Abby. Nothing. If Abby came in one episode and was petting everyone and was like, "You're doing such a great job," we'd be like, "Come on, Abby."
Here's the
They
thing,
would
though.
probably just all like be staring like Brooke in the corner, like
Yeah.
If I'm a firm, like I have friends that complain about like why their careers aren't going this way, blah blah blah, and certain things. If you don't like something, change it. Change it. You say Abby's fed up. Abby's fed up. That's why she acts the way she is. That's no excuse. That's no excuse to talk to children that way. I get it. They're dancers, and you're on your.
She's frustrated. She wants them to do well. She knows that they can do well.
And here's the thing, though. They have proven time and time again they can do well. You cannot win them all. You cannot win them all.
Listen, when I was in the 5th grade and I wanted to be a singer and I sang my little behind off in the school talent show, when I got back to my classroom, my 5th grade teacher told me, "You should not sing and you should stick to acting." She was telling me the truth.
That's fine. That's
Sometimes
fine.
the truth hurts.
But every
And
week,
Abby- and
every
Ab-
week,
every
the same
week,
truth.
if you are still
Well,
making the same mistake, then it hurts. The
I
truth
think it
hurts.
goes back to the same argument, though, is that yes, there is one thing that you can benefit from if someone is being assertive, if someone is being honest, if someone is being a little brutally honest. But sometimes Abby does take it too far and she goes below the belt to where it's no longer constructive.
Well,
At all.
I agree. There are definitely things that she should not say to children, and she definitely takes a lot of her anger out on the mom or out on the kids that are meant to be geared towards
The
the
moms.
moms.
But the moms
I
can't make them
also-
have straight legs and non-sickle feet.
This is true. I agree with that. But, you know, I also think that they have been together for so long and that there's a level of comfort that comes
Of
with
course.
that always compare it to the dysfunctional family.
Oh, if there's not yelling or going on.
And so I think for some reason, even though Abby is supposed to be the professional and that they're supposed to have a professional relationship, I definitely feel like they speak to each other more like sisters, like bickering sisters. Granted, I don't talk to my siblings that way, but, you know, it happens. Abby is who she is. She's created some incredible dancers. We've spoken to some of, you know, the dance moms not on the show, on this show, and they even say, you know what, Abby's even more over the top, but we're so grateful for her, and our kids are so grateful for her.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
No.
And that's in anything, not even just dance. Let's talk about, speaking of other methods of training, Miss Cathy from Candy Apples and her new and improved boys team that was clearly just a cast
For sure, it was
of
just
boys
a cast.
that was very last minute. Choreographer Nick Anthony was flown in from Los Angeles. What do we think about this team and also Cathy's new little
I don't.
pyramid?
I don't.
Oh my! First off, can we mention that whenever she did her pyramid and first of all,
It's digital.
It's all digital, and when the picture turned around, there was the sound effect of you biting into an apple. Classic.
I stand by my belief that I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. When I danced in competitions for like 6-7 years, they didn't give me boy points. I had to be good. And so I don't. First of all, the dancers she hired, 2 of them are professional dancers here in Los Angeles. For sure, seen them in movies, everything else. So it was bad casting. If you're gonna get boys,
Sophia Lucia.
whatever. If you're gonna get boys, it would have been more exciting to have no names that were exquisite than these professional dancers that Zack aside, that she hired, you know, to be so fierce. And then when they finally get it, we're expecting this big, like, great choreography from Nick. We're expecting this amazing performance on stage. They were off, and the camera doesn't lie. No amount of bad editing could have fixed all their mistakes. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was not good.
But you wouldn't have been able to tell that because the audience loved it, just for the sheer fact that they were boys.
And here's the thing:
still
is,
unacceptable.
Like, I know that, you know, you say that boys don't get the extra points, or that maybe when you were dancing that they didn't get the extra points. But considering the fact that they were only 1/10 less than the girls, to me, I definitely feel like they got extra points for that.
For sure.
I think, you know, Nick did a great job of choreography and trying to play up the strengths of these boys. At the same time, you can clearly tell this is not a team.
They're not
They
cohesive at all.
don't know each other.
Right.
These are all guys that clearly audition as soloists.
Right.
They all wanted to shine their own way. They all had their own strengths, yes, but they just were not cohesive. It was something that was thrown together in a very short amount of time. And what Nick said to me is he said that there was a lot of pressure, especially from the parents, the production team, the fact that these are new kids. They had a very short amount of time to choreograph. And then at the very, very last minute, they found out that Nick wasn't going to be traveling with them. And so for that reason, I guess the parents got stressed out. The boys got stressed out. They weren't able to clean up their dance as much. But yet somehow, despite the mistakes,
it worked.
But
they ended up placing
but at the same time,
by a tenth of a point.
We remember a few weeks ago the replacements that that happened at the Abilene Dance Company. Those girls looked like they had been dancing together for years. So that's not.
I agree.
You're right.
That's not an excuse.
And tonight,
it's experience and professionalism. But I think those girls too, though, they're used to dancing with a team.
Yeah.
They're used to having to be unison as one. And I think sometimes guys are used to either being the only boy, one of 3 boys, or they're dancing a soloist.
But either way, a team is a team. Whether it's all guys, all girls, one guy, 15 girls, whatever, you still have to dance as a team. And you should have that concept.
And we saw the premiere of a Dance Dad tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen this Dance Dad here around Los Angeles at several things. I've actually, one of the dancers on Candy Apple's name is Jalen. I've interviewed him at several award shows. And the dad is just every bit as potent as the dance mom.
Oh, yeah.
He goes hard.
He looks like he does.
Like, I mean, I'm sure he cries, has a man purse.
I wouldn't go that far.
No. I've seen it.
So then,
I think it's
then
nice.
it's not an I'm sure, it's that I know.
It's like,
I think it's a nice. It's different to see.
It's
like
refreshing.
A dad.
Is.
It was a.
I definitely had an experience with a crazy dance dad at my at one of my dance studios, and he always came. He always sat throughout the entire class and just sat there with his daughter, and it was a daughter. He didn't even have a son; it was a daughter.
Why do you think they do that?
Very, very involved.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, some dads are Mr. Moms. You know, and the moms are the ones that work during the day, and they're the ones that take care of the kids. In some cases, who knows? Maybe they're just being protective. I don't know. But let's talk about the competition, starting with Nia.
She was great.
It was okay.
I thought, I think I'm seeing more strength in Nia as far as the way she's attacking her movement. However, I was not feeling
the face.
Yeah, they could have left that alone. But I think Nia's getting better, and I think Nia honestly is going to blossom and become a really powerful dancer.
I do too.
I'm hoping so.
I think she's improved a lot. She had some sloppy arms going on. She was very emotionally connected, although there were times when it was kind of like.
And she's growing into her body. She's looking more tween.
Yeah, for sure. Kendall, Abby was impressed.
Kendall was great.
I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah,
I thought the ending was a little weird for her to end with that. What do you call those? That flip
into the seat.
And then, but it wasn't. But it seemed like the flip stopped, and then she sat down. Like it just seemed weird to end that way.
She definitely looked like she tired out by the end. Like she was out of steam.
Yeah.
But I thought she looked really good.
And her costume looked good.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job. I thought she had the sassiness and everything that it needed. So I thought she did good.
What about Chloe's doll, rag doll?
I liked Chloe.
I did too. I thought she's
breathtaking.
I thought she did such a great job.
I liked it, but I was a little confused as to whether she was supposed to be a doll throughout or whether she was a doll that came to life.
Yeah, I didn't get it
Because there were
either.
times when she was really stiff, and then there were times when she had no emotion, and there were times when I was like, "Whoa, you look scary! It's like Chucky," but like in a good way.
I think Chloe, as far as her technique in watching her, I think Chloe is the most, Maddie aside, because of course Maddie's always been a star. Chloe's probably one of the better dancers because she's always very poised,
And
comprised.
that's been recognized.
Yeah.
And she kills it every single time. She has the eye of the tiger when she's on stage.
She's like in it. She's one of those dancers that can connect to the story and the character that she's supposed to.
I agree, Timor.
What about, and that's improved a lot because last season we were so concerned about her emotional connection. We thought that every time she danced there was nothing there, that she was totally burnt out, and I think that she is definitely growing into her own, developing more confidence. But unfortunately she dropped her hat in Pink Lemonade. Let's talk about Pink Lemonade.
It was unfortunate, but she did a great job recovering.
Pink Lemonade was good. Those girls, watching them, I'm looking at it from more an aesthetic, perfectionistic eye. They dance as one. They have the same rhythm, the same life. They look great. Pink Lemonade was actually probably one of the better group numbers I've seen. By far surpassed the boys.
So much. The boys were a hot mess. Like
Hot mess. Volcanic mess.
I loved a lot of them individually. Obviously, I love Zack. We all love Zack.
Yes.
Atomic mess. The boys.
But,
but I mean, Pink Lemonade rates high, but I still think my favorite is the text one, the last text.
For sure. That was great.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I almost thought that Maddie could have done Pink Lemonade as a solo because she definitely shined for me.
Well, Maddie,
but I liked it as a whole. There were some parts that were a little, but I really liked it.
Maddie is gonna shine, but this season is not her season.
This season is not her season. Yeah,
it is not her season.
Okay, so what do we think about the awards here?
That was
Nia does not place. Chloe doesn't even place. Kendall gets 3rd place in the solos.
Set
okay?
up.
Speechless and have no words.
Boys get 2nd place by 1/10 of a point to the girls who got 1st place.
I still think that they got a lot of points because being an all-boy team.
Well, you know what? Here's how I feel about that. The boys, whatever. Like that's a lost cause. Right? That's lost on me. I'm glad the girls won as a group number because you know what? There's power in numbers. That goes to show you can have all individual solos. And I mean, and at these competitions, that's all you see all day long is solos. But the true test of how good a team is how well they dance together. And so for those girls to get 1st, that validates them. As
especially coming off of a 4th place.
Right, as a team. And Abby should, I mean, I'm sure Abby was excited. For her to chastise them and to cut them down for not winning their solos is wrong because Abby, if you open your eyes, you will see that as a group, these girls are dancing together. You have indoctrinated into them and have bestowed upon them your ethic, your beliefs and your morals as a dance teacher and what you want to see as a dance company. It's coming to fruition right before your eyes.
Yeah.
Who cares? Sometimes people aren't good soloists, you know? It takes a lot more to be great as an ensemble than as a soloist. So I think I could care less that they didn't place in their solos because as a group together, that's when it means the most.
It's interesting that you say that because I think we have mentioned this previously before, but you know, we don't talk about that very much where Abby does put these girls on a hierarchy and yet they're supposed to be a cohesive team.
It's contradictions left and right.
Well, let us know at home what you think about that. Let's move on to predictions and also, at the same time, talk about Christy's reaction and where that's going to go next. Tony?
Christy's going to come back. Chloe's going to come back. They always come back. That whole little tantrum and storming, first of all, I think she exited stage left a little too early. Yeah, Abby was going to come in and say something about the hat, but the way you let Abby eat crow is by sitting there and watching those girls win first place. It's like they still did an amazing job and Chloe still dropped her hat and we're done.
But will Abby let her come back? Jason?
I think, of course, no, Giselle, she won't. Yes, she will. And, I will say in Christy's defense, though, the way she did exit stage left was different than how she normally was screaming. She said, no, Abby, she's like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to get our stuff and get my daughter and we're going to go. I did like how she was telling people to get away from me in the hall.
Don't talk to me.
But my predictions are, yes, Christy will be back. And I would love to see Christy tone it down just a bit.
She's not.
She's pregnant.
Oh, hormonal.
Shut up.
She's hormonal. My bad.
She's pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, she has another little dancer doing.
I thought she was. Am I making that up?
You might be.
Am I crazy?
It's okay.
Tweet me if I'm crazy.
I would
don't
love
know
to see
her life.
Christy come back, and I think Christy's gonna come back. I think Melissa is gonna have more breakdowns, and I think we're gonna see more of the same. Seriously. Yeah. And we haven't seen the last of the boys. I think Cathy's gonna do
we heard that tonight.
Boys Part 2.
And I think that dad is gonna be the Christy of Candy Apples.
Correct. I can confirm that.
We will have to see, and I'm looking forward to having Nick Anthony back in the studio. You guys will get to see him in our studio, and Zack will definitely be calling back because we adore him, and I think he likes us a little bit.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for joining us at AfterBuzz TV tonight for another recap of Dance Moms. Tell everyone where they can find you, gentlemen.
Timur.
Well, you can find me at Lounging with Tony on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or on my website, loungingwithtony.com.
And you can find me on Facebook at Jason J. Carter and also on Twitter at JJC Forever. And while you're at it, stop by the Jason J. Carter fan page.
I'm going to let you have your moment. It's beaming. The light follows you.
Oh, shut up.
All right, have a good night, everyone. I'm Giselle Ugarte. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and now Vine at Giselle Ugarte. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you again next week, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Pacific time. Give us a call, tweet us, YouTube. We love you.
Deuces.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.